Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors, Shortstop, Burger Shakes and Fries, and the Oaks of Lebanon. For more information on Shortstop, Hamburger Shakes and Fries in Albany, Oregon, go to southpawspizza.com. And for more information on the Oaks of Lebanon, Retirement and Assisted Living, call 541-507-8945. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. I am so glad to be with you today. I'm back from a little relaxation time with my family, a little rest. And, even though this show continued to move on and move forward, now I'm back live with you and excited for a new day and for this Thursday. And I'm really excited for my guest who I'm going to bring on shortly here. Fred Kienle is just an amazingly encouraging guy. He and I are made from the same cloth. I'm telling you, he and I have such a similar mindset about life and encouraging and positivity moving forward. And you know what? And loving God while we're doing it. So there is so many things we have in common. But before we get to that, I just want to remind you, this is Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. I'm so glad that you're here today, whether you're watching live or on replay. I would ask you, please share this out. Share it with your friends. You can hit the share button right now, send it off, and let people know about how we have amazing people who teach you how to connect here on Marketing with Russ. I bring in these guests, and I think that it's so amazing to be able to connect with these amazing people and friends. But they teach you how through their life, they connect with others, how they build community, how that is the basis for life, your business, and marketing. I really believe that's true. Connection and community building is the basis for all that you do in your life, and especially your business and your marketing. So if you want to know more about that, you can just reach out to me, and you go to russhedge.com and let's see if we can bring that up. There you go. russhedge.com is the best way to connect with me. I love to connect with people. I love people. So the best way to connect with me is russhedge.com, and you have all of my links for social media, my email, my phone number. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar just to chat with me, and I would love to connect with you. My goal for this year is to connect with over 1,000 new people, and I know that sounds like a daunting goal, but I'm just knocking it out of the park. That's really only about 3 people a day, and so I really want to connect, get to know you, learn more about you. So go to russhedge.com/connect, and you can schedule time on my calendar. Also, just wanted to remind you that I have all of this content on my YouTube page, and you go directly to Russ Hedge on YouTube. You can get there from my website if you want, or you can just go to YouTube, type in Russ Hedge, I'll pop up, and you can get all the past shows for this Marketing with Russ and my other live streams. And you can also get notifications for the new things. We would just love it if you would subscribe there at russhedge.com and at YouTube. That would be amazing. Also on russhedge.com, I have a free worksheet, 3 simple steps to successfully transform your business And if you click on that, you will not only get a free PDF download, but you'll get my encouraging daily word on email. And I would love to be able to reach out and connect with you that way as well. So just want to make sure you knew about all of that. I just want to keep going. The thankfulness and gratefulness. We're going to talk about that today, but we started this back around Thanksgiving, hashtag 1000 thanks. And now the year's moving on. We're going to be coming up on Thanksgiving again here before you know it. But it's just a reminder to be grateful, be thankful for all that you have, for all the great people in your life, your family, your friends, everybody. So use that on all your social media posts, hashtag 1000 thanks. And make sure today, when we get all the information out for Fred, our wonderful guest, that you reach out and connect with him. All of our guests are there for you to connect with, as well as people in the comments. Be active today. Start saying hey to everybody. Share to your friends. Tag them. Say, hey, you need to be tuning in to Marketing with Russ because we're here. It's Thursday. Woo, woo. 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And just want to remind you also on Wednesdays, I am here with the Experience Live with Russ and Scott at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So I want to make sure you knew about that. Last but not least, every Thursday, that's today, at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we have Russ Reels Live. And now, yes, it's got its own time every week. And Russ Reels Live is a topic-driven, panel-driven show. And I've got to get Fred on one of those panels coming up because this is a place where we talk about in certain topics. And we also then bring in a panel of experts that can all talk about it, and I'll give you their wisdom, great information. Today, we're going to talk about leadership with purpose. So leading with purpose. So you need to tune into that because I have an amazing group today. Okay, I think I've rambled on long enough. It's time to get Fred in the house. Here he is, Mr. Fred Kienle.
Hey, Russ, what an introduction. You bubble over with excitement. Your whole introduction there about your website, your YouTube, all of the stuff that you do. And by the way, I hope you had a fantastic vacation with your family. You put out a whole bunch of nice pictures on LinkedIn. And we appreciate that because it always shows the excitement and the happiness you shared, not only with your family, but with all of us. And that bleeds over. That kind of attitude, when you share that with others.
Well, I appreciate you so much because you are the attitude guru. So coming from you, that means a lot.
Yeah. Well, you're a bubbly person and you're always a delight to talk to.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad we were able to have you on again, Fred, because you become an amazing friend. You and I originally met through our friend Jason Cooper over in Dublin. And it's amazing how contacts can bounce all over the globe. Here I am in Oregon. We have a friend that both of us share in Dublin, Ireland. You're over there in Texas. Who knows where people will be, right?
That's right. Yeah, because I saw Zig Ziglar's son, Tom Ziglar, had an interview with Jason Cooper, and I listened to that. I thought, because I love Zig and I love Tom. Tom's a good friend of mine, and he's written two forwards for two of my books. And I watched that interview. So that's really great. So then I got to watching that, and then Jason introduced me to you, and Jason he's a delightful Irishman. He does now. He's over there in Dublin, and I love it so much. And then we got together, and now we've done several stuff, and I've attended some of your classes, and they're fantastic.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Got another one coming up this month, which I'll get more information on later. But listen, we have to connect. I want to connect with Tom. You're going to have to do a LinkedIn connection there because I'd really love to have him on as well. Because anybody that's a friend of yours, Fred, is definitely a friend of mine. So definitely want to do that. But hey, listen, before I get too far ahead of myself, tell everybody who you are for those people who have not seen you before and what you're up to.
Okay. I'm about up to this high. And my name is Fred Kienle, and I'm an attitudologist, I think. Tom Ziglar dubbed me the attitude guru, and I appreciate the title. I'm trying to live up to it. Everything I do, everything I've learned to do, I'm 77 years old. And as I get older, I find out that attitude is the most important thing you could approach anything out there. I don't care. I do seminars on faith with an attitude, safety with an attitude, leadership with an attitude, health with an attitude, gratitude with an attitude. Just everything hangs on your attitude. And if you have a positive attitude, it makes life so much easier, so much simpler. If you have a negative attitude, it makes things so much harder. It's more difficult to make good decisions. A Zig Ziglar quote I love to use is, you know, you can't have everything. Everything isn't everything with a positive attitude. You can't do or be everything. It's not everything with a positive attitude. But doing things with a positive attitude is so much better than doing it with a negative attitude. And it's just common sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Well,
about. Go ahead.
I agree with that because I always say, Fred, and you've heard me, life happens and then you choose, right? So
Yes, exactly.
yeah, and I've really had to live out my own words and what I really proclaim, because here in the last couple of weeks I lost my mama, and we went through the whole battle with her with Alzheimer's and dealing with all of that, and that is not a positive, happy thing. So how do you deal with that, right? It's happening, life happens, and then you choose. Well, I chose to focus on the happy moments. I chose, after Mama passed, to remember the happy moments. That's the reason we got away with our family too, to spend time, quiet time together as a family. And you know what? It's just remembering and staying positive, because we'll really only have two choices. You are going to stay positive, or you're going to be negative based on the circumstances in your life. And the circumstances do not determine your life. You determine your life.
Right, you do. I love it. I know it's said by a lot of things, but I have a saying that I read in almost every one of my seminars, and it's by Charles Swindoll. And it's just it's all about attitude. It's more important than anything. More important than your skills, your attitude. If you have a negative, bad attitude, it can kill a business. It can kill a relationship. It can kill a marriage. It can kill your finances. And his main point is, and I think it's been said several times by other people, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. And just like what you just said with the passing of your mom. And that is, I lost both my mom and dad several years ago. And it's never an easy thing to do. But what you do is you do remember the good things, because
right,
we're all going to end up there, and it's like, it's something you go through. And if you approach it like you did, remember the good things. Every life has ups and downs. Ups and downs with your parents, ups and downs with your kids. But look at the good things. I always say, put on that pair of rose-colored glasses, or look at the silver lining in the cloud. Find out the positives in it. There's negatives. Don't look for them. Look for the positives, and all of a sudden you feel better. The memories about your parents, memories about people that have passed. It always makes it. It releases some wonderful feelings in your spirit.
Yeah, it does. Well, I couldn't have said that better. Because first of all, what we choose to focus on determines our actions in every area of our life, like you said. And that includes not only our personal and family, but our business life and everything that we're doing. And Chuck Swindoll, that is an amazing quote, because I had that on my bulletin board for years. I love that quote. Chuck Swindoll is amazing. It's true. It's true. Life happens and then we choose.
Exactly.
90% of what happens to us, we don't get any say about, but that 10% that we get to decide what we're doing with, right? How we react to things. And I always also tell people, I love this quote, and I'm not sure if I made this up or if I got it from somewhere else, but I'm guessing I got it from somewhere else. And that is, don't be an actor, not a reactor. What I mean by that is, we want to be genuine and authentic, yes, but act your life, be purposeful, intentional with your life. Don't react to everything that happens to you, because when we're reacting, we're always on our heels. We're always more negative. Right. When we're acting and moving forward, then we're taking life circumstances and we're making good things out of them. Mm-hmm. And I think that is critical in all that we do. I love that. I love what you're all about. And so give me just a little snapshot. You're a speaker, and they're there to motivate, encourage people, but you also coach people and help them with their attitude, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I love when people ask me advice, the best thing I can do is just go back to the experiences I've had in my 77 years, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I've been doing a lot of my Faith with an Attitude seminars on Sundays for churches and assisted living homes. I see one of your sponsors is a retirement home, and
Yeah.
And they're a great audience. And I love doing the Faith with an Attitude because I tell people, basically what we're saying. And one of the verses I like to use is, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," And what I try to remind people of, everybody loves that verse and they read it and they say it, but they forget about the word through. "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death." When things happen, they react to it negatively mostly. Oh my God, they panic and their mind goes all to heck, and they think about it and they set up camp. They put up a tent, they start a fire, they wallow in it. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh, that kind of attitude will just kill any solutions you come up with. And I keep telling you, the word, he says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," you're going to get through it. "Thy rod and thy staff shall comfort you." There's things out there, and what God gave us was a chance of choice. And that choice is to believe that his rod and his staff will comfort you. Please walk through it. I'll help you. I'll get you through it. You're going to come through it on the other side. And if you do it with a positive attitude, it's going to be much better than with a negative attitude.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, first of all, since we're quoting scripture, I will say that, God said in this life we will have troubles.
Yeah.
But we can overcome because he has overcome the world. And basically the whole point of that is to, like you're saying, look at the solutions, the possibilities. Look at people talking about an abundant mindset. We serve an abundant God who is there to help us and to help us go through them. He did not say that he would take everything away. And in our lives, it's crazy to think that everything is going to be rosy and it's just going to be like all taken away from us. We have to go through life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and then we have to make choices of what we're going to do. It's important to know that we need to stop and think, enjoy our journey, right? I love a preacher years ago said, enjoy the journey, because even on the bad times, there's always something good in everything. And people will say to me, oh my goodness, they'll say some horrific thing that's going on. And that is so horrible. There's no way anything good can be in that. Well, the thing that happened may not be good, and there may be nothing good in that act that happened that was so horrific and terrible. But what are the good things out of that situation? We can learn from life. We can become stronger from life. We can learn and grow about through these circumstances, even the horrific, terrible circumstances. So people need to realize there's always something good in every situation. It all depends on your perspective, right, Fred?
Exactly, because that's what I talk about. The word is, a lot of setbacks are usually a setup for an amazing comeback. And you were just talking about the Bible there. We all have to face tribulations. It's life. You're going to have tribulations. He said it. We're not going to have life without tribulations. But
that's right.
Misery is optional. It's up to you
whether
you're going to wallow in it. It's optional. It's up to you whether you're going to sit there. Listen, this last month of July has been a lot of fun. First of all, our air conditioner went out, and we have a cabinet where the air conditioner sits, and it's only has a certain dimension. And every contractor we got a hold of said, well, we're going to have a difficult time finding one that fits there. And it's a heat pump. And we finally found we were 14 days without an air conditioner in the worst month possible here. And so, and of course, the cost is always a pain, but it's like you're going to get through it. And we went through that. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, just Saturday, my hard drive on my computer died. I've been scrambling around. I'm using my wife's computer right now to do this presentation, but I've gotten a new one. So the good thing is it was old and it was, new things are coming up. It was time. You can sit there and wallow. Oh, what am I? I'm going to get the new one. It's going to come the next day or two, and I'm going to set it up, and we're going to continue on. But it's made me stop and think about, okay, what can I do different this time?
Right.
What other avenues can I do? What other perspectives are out there other than what I've been doing? So it's given me a lot of time to reflect. And so you're right. There's always a silver lining in whatever it is. And with your parents passing, that's a hard pill to swallow. But you know
Right.
what? All of a sudden, you've stopped and you start remembering back when all the wonderful things that your mom did for you, all the wonderful
Right.
times you did have with her, all the wonderful advice starts coming back that oh
Yep.
yeah, my mom told me about my mom warned me about that too. You know, all of these things, yeah. And
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah, that is so good, Fred. I mean, I was thinking as you were saying that, two things about my parents and about COVID, the whole pandemic that we had a while back. That is okay. So I've lost both my parents, like you, and I could wallow in the fact that, oh, woe is me, how horrible the things are. But I was so blessed. I had the greatest parents, and
yeah,
they taught me so many things. My dad was my hero. My mom was always there, encouraging and loving both of them. They were at everything that I did. They encouraged me to try things and do things, and they were there to support me. And they taught me so much. And my mama, who just passed, taught me the joy of the Lord, the joy of life, because
right,
if you watch my hashtag happy moments with mama, and if you have not seen them, you should check those out on YouTube. You go to my YouTube page, like I said, and they are on there way back. You can find these amazing videos with my mama, and her goal in life was to encourage others. And so she will live on encouraging people through those videos. Second thing is, so I have so many blessings and happy thoughts from all of that. The second thing is the pandemic. People thought that was such a negative thing, but you notice the people that really made the positive changes, that adjusted in their life. We that pivot word that's overused, but that really did things and then moved forward with those. I changed my whole business and started my new business during that time. And amazing things have happened. Like I've met people like Fred Kienle. I've met people like Inger Van Roy that's sitting there in the comments this morning. I met amazing people that have lifted and blessed my life during that time and my business. And so these are the things we need to look at. Be
yeah.
grateful, have a good attitude, listen to Fred is what I want to say.
Yeah, you're amazing. You make people feel good. And when you can make people feel good, all of a sudden there's a bond that comes between you and the people you're affecting. And negativity works the same way. If you want to push people away, moan and
Sure.
groan and complain and everything like that, and you'll pretty soon you'll find out, why doesn't anybody like me? Why I don't have any friends? Because you're chasing them away. And
Yeah.
you're so right. There's so many things out there that an inheritance is like money or property or things like that. But when your parents or you leave a legacy, that affects everybody. It not only affects your kids or you or whatever, but it affects that, throwing that rock in the pond and watching the ripples move out from the pebble. Everything you do affects other people. And so when you leave a positive legacy, you don't even know the people you've affected. And I remember a couple of teachers I had in grade school and high school that they don't even know that they had a profound effect on my life. If I could get a hold of them, I'd tell them, hey, thank you very much. Zig Ziglar in his wall at the office has a wall of gratitude. He has got about 30 pictures up there of people that he was so thankful to that helped him in his career, which was monumental. I have a smaller one of the people I have a wall of gratitude. And when you call those people, if you can contact them and tell them, you don't realize how much of an effect you had on my life in improving my life and what I do and how I think. And when you tell people like that, you know what? You have blessed them with something they didn't even know they did. And so you're one of those people that you're leaving legacies everywhere. Anybody that looks at your YouTube or watches these podcasts, you have an amazing group of people on there. And I'm so honored to be one of them. And so I just love sharing that, whether it's leadership, health, safety, faith. It's all about your attitude, and you bring out the best in people.
Well, Thank you. That means a lot coming from you, Fred. And I agree with you wholeheartedly back at you that you encourage me, inspire me. You have such a great way of uplifting people. That's why I love having you on the show because you and I just love talking to you. And you really, really just bless me with your attitude. And a lot of times, even though let's face it, there's times when we reach out and encourage other people, but it doesn't come back to us. And it's okay because that makes me feel good that I can love and uplift others, love them unconditionally, reach out and be an encouragement and inspiration. That makes me feel good just to be able to do that God has blessed me with the ability to do that. But it means even more when occasionally those come back and people like Fred say really wonderful, kind things like you just said. That lifts my spirit. It helps me. It rejuvenates me, kind of like my time away to rest and rejuvenate with my family. I needed some self-care, some rest, a week, just to rest my mind. And now I'm back ready to roll, right? I also need those uplifting moments, those positive, kind words occasionally, because it just helps. And so I just want you to know that I appreciate you, and you are welcome on this show anytime.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that so much. Everything you do, and you do a lot with encouraging people to do better, to be the best you can be. And this latest book I wrote called Leadership with an Attitude, it so reflects exactly what we're talking about. Because there's so many people out there that they have a mindset and an attitude that I don't care what company you go to, whether it's a big company, a small company. And I'm talking about, 10 employees up to, thousands of employees. I worked for Raytheon and TI, and they had thousands and thousands of employees. But within these companies, one guy is just saying, I'm just the janitor. I just clean the floors and wipe the mirrors and clean the bathrooms and stuff like that. And they don't feel that they add value and that they're, what they do is a menial job. It's not important. But we're not all meant to be leaders of a company, CEOs or bosses. And the book focuses on busting the myths about you don't have to be the boss to be a leader.
Right.
You can be a leader in any field you're in. And if you're a janitor, you can be the best janitor in the world. You can be a leader in that field because other people pay attention to what you do. One of my best friends at Raytheon she became a supervisor of the janitorial crew that cleaned the hallways, cleaned the restroom, did all the dirty work and all that. But she was phenomenal about teaching her crew how to be the best ones at it, how to clean the floor the best way, how to do this the best way. And it goes all the way up the ladder. I started out as a mechanic electrician with TI way back in 1984. And what I wanted to be was just a good electrician. And anybody can be. And I heard other people say, I'm just an electrician. I don't want to be a boss. You don't have to be a boss to be a leader in your field. Anybody out there can be a leader. It just takes that positive attitude that what I do adds value. And if you walked up to a company and you were going to do business with them and you were looking for a company to do work with, and you drove into the parking lot and there's potholes in the parking lot and the stripes weren't done right, and the lawn wasn't mowed, and you walked up to the door and the handle was loose as you walked in, and you walk in and the person at the desk, the front desk says, yeah, can I help you? Everybody in that stage, right about then, I'm not going to do business with that company because I don't trust them with my stuff. So everybody's important. Every step of the way adds such a value to any company they're in. And that takes an attitude. And if you have a negative attitude, you're just going to be a janitor. You're just going to be an assistant. You're just going to be a secretary. You're just going to be all the way. I don't care what level you're at.
Yeah.
It's all about the attitude. And
it is.
Encourage people, the value they add to anything.
Yes. No, I completely agree with you. And, that attitude from the moment somebody walks in the door to a company, you can feel it. Okay. You can feel the environment. That's why culture and environment is so important in any aspect of life, especially within businesses. And I just love all that you all that you talk about, Fred, that it is just so important to have that positive attitude, to have that positive perspective, to be intentional about all that we're doing in life, because you're not just anything. We are all leaders. Everybody has influence over somebody. So everybody is a leader in some way or another.
Exactly.
We all have our sphere of influence, as they say. And so, you may only be affecting the people right around you, but it's not only, it's important how you act around those people. And like you said, if you have an aspect like a janitor or a landscaper or whatever at a company, you are so vital and important. And everybody needs to remember that within companies too, to be thanking all the people that are working with them. I'm blessed to have an amazing assistant who helps me with all that I do. And so that's important, right? To continue to let them know how much you appreciate them, because every job is important.
Absolutely. It adds value. When people think they don't add value, they don't do as good a job.
Right.
And so I think, Dr. Ken Blanchard, he wrote the 1 Minute Manager, and bless his heart, he did one of the endorsements for my Leadership with an Attitude book, because him and I believe, you and I, all of us that are in this leadership arena agree that it's called servant leadership, that we have to be servants to all of the employees and all the people, our customers, clients, and our employees especially, because when you're a servant leadership, you pass on your knowledge to the people that work for you. And I don't care who they are, like you just said, if you're a landscaper out there, they add value. And when you relay that as a leader to all the people that work with you or alongside of you, all of a sudden they feel that, I'm the best landscaper here. I'm the best, assistant here. I'm the best electrician. I dig the best ditches in the world. There's no ditch digger better than me. When you have that kind of value that adds to your internal spirit, man, you start excelling at what you do. Right. You don't just do an average job. You start doing a better job. And each day you do a better job, you're prouder of yourself. And it just multiplies. It just grows and grows and grows. It's exponential.
Well, it's when we talk about collaboration, people collaborating in other companies, within a group, an organization, or a company, it's the same thing. It's everybody collaborating together with their own specialty in their own area and making each other better and making the whole better. I am a firm believer that we are better together. We rise together by lifting and supporting other people. We become better. And good example, people said to me when I first started my podcast, why do you have other people like you on your podcast, like other coaches and motivational speakers and things like that? I mean, aren't you competing with them? And I said, no, I'm not competing with them. I'm competing with myself to be the best me I can be. Exactly. And the reason the reason I'm growing and improving is because of people like Fred, people like Inger, people that are lifting and inspiring me to be the best me I can be. And I think you can take a whole group of people that do exactly the same thing. By collaborating and working together, they are all going to thrive and all do better because they're working together. So I just love all that you're about, Fred. You know what? I've got to be responsible here. I've let it roll over because I love talking to you, but we need to wrap things up today. Let everybody know your last thoughts for the day, what you want them to remember, and then how they get in touch with you.
Okay. First of all, everybody out there has a value that they add, not only to themselves, but to the immediate people around them, their family for sure. Okay. Then the people they work for or with, and then these values, they're internal. And as long as you start creating yourself with positive affirmations said out loud that, you know what, I'm the best me. I'm going to try to be the best me today I can be. I don't care what it is you do. And I don't care if you're CEO of the biggest company in the world. I'm going to be the best me I can be. I'm going to do better and better and better. And if you have that kind of an attitude or mindset, it's going to lift up your spirits and the spirits of everybody around you. And so a negative attitude will work just in the reverse. So please, if you can bring your attitude up, my main mantra is change your attitude, change your life. And that means if it's positive, it'll change it for better. If it's negative, it's going to change it for worse. Change your attitude, change your life. It's a truism. So that's what my main thing I want to leave you with. Everybody has value. God's given us all a destiny. And as long as we seek that and look for it, you're going to find ways to improve on it and get better at it and share it with other people like you do, Russ. So that's the main thing I want to leave you with. The last thing I want to leave you with is how to get in touch with me. I do most everything I do on LinkedIn and my email. And my email is fkienle@aol.com. Okay. And the other one is LinkedIn. Just if you're on LinkedIn, if you're not on LinkedIn and you're doing a business, you need to get on LinkedIn. Russ is there all the time. Tons of people are out there. There's so many people, so many, Jason Cooper, Tom Ziegler, everybody's out there that's doing business and having a positive attitude. So that's it. fkienle@aol.com and on LinkedIn. So please get in touch with me. If you just have a question, give me a holler. Okay. If you want to get me hired for any of my seminars, man, I tell you what, I'm doing great guns with a lot of cities all over Texas via Zoom with safety with an attitude, which is a key element of my life. So that's it.
You're so amazing, Fred. And as you were speaking, magically, all of that was appearing in the comments. So all of your connection points, plus they're in the show notes, and the information about your books and how to get in touch with you. So I encourage everybody, get in contact with Fred, spread the joy to others so people can find out about the amazing things Fred is doing. And Fred, you and I are going to have to collaborate on a workshop here coming up. I was just thinking about that. We'll have to talk more about that. But I appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for being on today. You have lifted my morning. I'm feeling so much better just for having this conversation. So thanks for adding value to me.
All right, I thank you very much. Let me add one note. All three of my books, my attitude books, are real thin. They're not big. They're not hard to read. They're a lot of fun. At the end of every chapter, I have a little place where I put a time to laugh. And I tell funny stories and jokes after every chapter. And all three books have different stories and jokes. So if you want a collection of good stories, get those. All right. So it's real simple. It's not a big volume of, you got to do this. Step one, it's just good advice. Thanks, Russ. Bless you. You're a blessing to me. You're a blessing to your audience.
Well, thank you so much. And this relationship will continue. I really appreciate your friendship and all that you're about. And obviously people watching today appreciate you and just want to thank you so much again. Hang tight. I'm going to send you to the green room, but hang tight. We'll chat after here. Thanks again.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, a great week, and God bless.
What an amazing man. I'm telling you, I am so blessed by the people that God has given me to be in my life and blessed me with. I'm thankful for my family every day. I'm thankful for my amazing friends, and just thankful that God has blessed me that way, because it helps me to move forward with a positive attitude. I may have that. God may have created me as the positive guy. I am the happy, upbeat guy, but you need people around you. I'm a firm believer that we are the average of the 5 people closest to us. And Jim Rohn says that. That's a great quote by him. And I am a firm believer in that. So I continue to raise the level and get more and more and more great people around me like Fred, and appreciate him so much. And I appreciate all of you for being here today. I just wanted to tell you that I have a great workshop coming up, just like Fred's got all kinds of stuff coming up. And I encourage you to reach out to him and to sign up for his stuff. Successfully transform your business in 3 simple steps. Okay, it's more than a workshop, but I have an hour workshop coming up in the middle of this month. More information to follow. Second of all, I want to remind you that you can download a free PDF on that. It's got questions you need to answer for yourself to think about where you're at. Go to russhedge.com, download that free PDF, and fill that out. It will give you a great perspective. And then you can move from there and have a free consultation with me. I would love to be able to work with you and help you in all that you're doing. But all that initial stuff is just there for your value, free to you. So reach out and please take advantage of that. Also, I just want to remind you, we're here every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Don't forget to pick up a copy of my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Don't live befuddled, live the life you choose. Have a good perspective, have a positive mindset. You can do that. That book is available on Amazon and all online booksellers. So also on my website at russhedge.com/buy book now. And so you can pick that up in all of those spots. And don't forget, tonight or later this afternoon, depending on where you are, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Russ Reels Live, an amazing group that I have on today of people that are experts in leadership with purpose. And just join us tonight. You'll just get so much value out of that. And again, thanks to Fred. Appreciate him so much. So I think we're basically wrapped up for today. Going to give you this information one more time, russhedge.com. That's how to get in touch with me. There you are. And also, again, please, please, please subscribe on YouTube and share this with all your friends. If you gain value from this, other people will as well. And I appreciate you being able to do that. And so go to russhedge.com for anything on me. Make sure to connect with Fred. All of his information is in the show notes. And so with that, hashtag 1000 thanks to everybody. I appreciate you. And until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.